Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here of the MLM Solution. As you know, we stream live each and every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we stream to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. You can use hashtag TheMLM Solution, hashtag TheMLM Solution to share our platforms with our fellow network marketers all across the world. That way they have access to this great information as well. That being said, today's topic is going to be a good one. As always, we're going to be talking about things other people do not talk about. Today's podcast, what to do when positive things go negative in your business. Once again, today's podcast, which is number 86, what to do when positive things go negative in your business. If you want to find out how to tackle the negative things that are sure to attack your business, what to do when they do go wrong, and how to stay on track to success, you do not want to miss today's episode. We will cover that. We'll see you very shortly.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Marie. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Happy Monday, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. I'm doing just fine. We set up the rest of our Christmas stuff this weekend. My grandkids came over to help, although I try to help, Miss Marie, but they get on my butt when I do. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. I feel like an outcast in my own family. And, of course, I made them mad because I did try to go ahead and do things anyway, but I didn't try to do too much. And anyway, they were here. It was a pleasant time. We had a great time, and it was good to see them. How about you?
I was going to say we're officially past Thanksgiving, so everyone can start listening to Christmas music, put the trees up, put the lights up. It is the season. Knock yourselves out.
Well, we still got to put our trees up. We haven't put anything up.
Well, there's a tree right behind you.
Oh, you saw that, did you? It's only been there, 2 weeks now, I guess? Pretty close, isn't it?
Well, I was going to say, you're looking very festive, and I have my usual blank white background going on.
Well, I love Christmas time, and I'm definitely festive this time of year. I actually drank some eggnog. I finished it all. And I bought some spiked eggnog. They have some really good spiked eggnog. And Evan Williams. And it's all already mixed in the container. So that's a nice little way to start your holiday season.
It is. Actually, that's one of the things I do like about this time of year is the availability of the eggnog, spiked or unspiked.
That's right. That's right. I have to be careful because if I'm not, man, I'll drink a ton of eggnog. I love it. Southern Comfort has what I feel is one of the best, although this time I drank Prairie Farms, and I was very surprised. I won't say I'm a connoisseur, but I've definitely tried many different brands because I love learning. So I'm constantly, trying out different things. Kroger brand, not so much. Prairie Farms, I was very surprised, very good. I like that rich, and I don't mean overly rich. I mean where your taste buds are dancing. You're savoring that taste. And there's a delicate balance, and everybody obviously has different tastes, but I like that rich smoothness, if you will, and that's what I look for. I don't like it too runny. I don't like it to be plain, like vanilla. I definitely want a little bit of special there, and I do get the spiced. Have you ever had the spiced?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really good. I like that a lot.
Yep.
What about vanilla?
Sure. I think I've tried just about all the different flavors that are out there.
A fellow connoisseur of eggnog. Well, there we go.
I don't know if I'd call myself a connoisseur, but
Okay, well, then you're an adventurous like I am. I guess you and I keep the eggnog industry going. So, with that being said, guys, today's November 30th. It's currently only 11:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you know, we go live each and every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk all things network marketing, good, the bad, and yes, even the ugly. We'll talk about things no one else will touch. And as you know, well, tomorrow, let me just say this. Tomorrow's episode is going to be this. We'll talk about it. We'll remind you, let's say, at the end of the broadcast as well. Year-end business considerations. You do not want to miss that. You want to make sure that if you're on a roll, you want to keep that roll going and help it increase next year. If you're struggling a little bit, you want to get on a roll. We're going to talk about those things. Do not miss tomorrow's episode. Once again, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as we always tell you guys, look, we got that Super Friday thing going on. As you guys know, we're just throwing in a few little, I guess, ads, campaigns, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. But it's Black Friday, Super Friday. There you go. It is on our webpage. If you go there, you see there's the address. Let's see here. There we go. There's the address. TheMLMsolution.net/Super Friday, TheMLMsolution.net Super Friday. You go there, you're going to get a great deal. We're going to have Black Friday between now and the end of the year, but it is a limited offer. When you go there, you will see there is a limit there. So do not let that price pass you up. What a great deal. You'll be amazed at what is included in that. Okay, so with that being said, what we want to do here is get back to this right here. We do not want you guys to miss this either. Here's what we have. We have those free gifts. Go there, TheMLMsolution.net, TheMLMsolution.net. That is our main page. When you go there, you will have the ability to download these 3 items. Each one of these have 1 video, 1 audio, and an ebook. And as you know, each one of these are critically important to your success. If you don't know what the 4 critical mistakes are and how to overcome them, you need that book. And best of all, it's free. If you don't know what the 5 simple steps to success in 90 days or less, if you don't know what those 5 steps are, guess what? You need that package. And finally, the 0 to Networking Hero in 90 days or less. How do you go from 0, from where you are today, point A, to where you want to go, point B? Okay, what steps do you take? What system do you look for? What identifies a productive system? Guys, right there, you go and get those free documents. You're going to have at your fingertips a reference library of information that never changes because it's based on the basics. All right, with that being said, we covered that enough. Miss Marie, we can get ourselves started. And Miss Marie, if you will, set us up a little bit. When positive traits go bad, what is it that we are looking for? If, you know, we got things on a roll.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, boom. Right?
Well, it's one of those things where a lot of times positive traits, things that people do well, characteristics that they're really strong in, actually become an impediment to them. They actually end up tripping over them. It becomes an obsessive type of thing. Like some people are really good at the training of their team, training and duplication, and they'll get into their business and they'll start having a little bit of success and they'll start bringing others into their organization. And rather than focusing on continuing to build their business while duplicating their efforts down line, they'll actually stop and go into management mode and spend their time training people. That's one of the examples.
Right.
Another example, of course, are the people who are very detail oriented. They like to understand all the information. They'll come into the business and they're terrific at paying attention and picking things up. But what will happen is they'll come into the business and they will spend all their initial time learning everything about the business, diving deep into the products, the ingredients, how it's manufactured, all those types of things, becoming the quote unquote experts, again, rather than immediately building in that speed and urgency and building their business. So those are just a couple of the examples
Right.
that I wanted to hit on. And there are many, many different ones that
Oh,
happen, far more than we'll actually even touch on here today. But it's one of those things where I felt it was an important topic that we touch on,
yeah.
because oftentimes, people will go from one extreme to the other. There's a theory out there that, you learn what you're strong in, you learn what your weak characteristics are. And there are those that will tell you, oh, you have to focus on your weaker characteristics and bring them up to the same level as your strengths. Meanwhile, you have people who will tell you, forget about your weaknesses, find other people that will compensate for those, just
Yeah.
focus on your strengths. But sometimes that focusing on your strengths can turn into a bit of a tunnel vision that can become a negative aspect.
Well, no doubt. Yeah, because what happens is you're so focused on your positives that you ignore the negatives, and some of those negatives could be eating away at the foundation that you're putting into place. And you don't even know it because you're so focused on, do what you do best. And that's a great statement. And everything in life, guys, let's just make sure we all understand there's nothing 100% positive and there's nothing 100% negative on this earth. Okay. Christ is 100% positive, no ifs, ands, or buts. But the bottom line is you have a situation where you're going to have a yin and a yang, as I call it, the good, the bad. I mean, everything has that. And even if you make a statement that is probably 98 or 99% positive, there's always the receptor. And the receptor doesn't always view your positive statement in the same 98, 99% category as you do. Okay, even if it's factual, especially in today's world. So what we have to do is realize there's good and bad to everything. And if you focus on your strengths, you will inherently, more times than not, ignore the negatives. And that could be disastrous to your business building process. And what Ms. Marie's talking about is absolutely right. Look, if you're a great trainer, don't get so focused on the training aspect that you lose focus on what works, the 5 simple steps, as she stated. Additionally, if you are a great organizer, if you're a great trainer, if you're a great leader of other types of business characteristics, and you say, well, I can teach other people to do this too, and my downline will be really strong and everybody will be focused. Guys, if you're a self-help type person and you got all these wonderful sayings at the tip of your tongues and you want to share that with your people, and you're so focused on sharing that and motivating your people with these wonderful insights and platitudes and all that, well, guess what? You're going to really get off track of the 5 things, the 5 simple steps, okay, that are going to make this business work. And that's what Miss Marie is referring to. Don't get where you got a lot of positive about you. Once again, a great trainer is a great example. Maybe you're a great organizer and you spend all your time organizing, training your people how to be organized so that they can be focused business building machines. Look, all of those are trips. They're traps. Okay. I like to call them trips. In other words, you kind of, how we all trip over a rock, it's a temporary thing. Well, these can be trip ups and be a temporary thing. If it's a trap, traps are usually deeper and harder to get out of. Okay. And so I won't say necessarily that this is a trap situation, but you could definitely trip up your business building activity by losing your focus a little bit. And hopefully you are sponsored by someone that can get you back on track, that will keep you accountable to yourself. Okay. And Miss Marie, there are so many, like you said, there's so many spider veins that can run off of this subject matter that it's really hard. But we could talk about really the most common ones, which is typically the organizational skills, the management. People get caught in that management trap. You can't do that, guys. People get caught in that motivational thing. If I could just motivate my people. How many times have you and I said that to ourselves? And we've heard other people say it, right? So you have the organizational, you have the time management, you have the motivational, you have the self, I can help you. There are certain people that love helping out with people at the expense of their own success, Miss Marie, in life. So being a teacher, a lot of people love to teach. A lot of people love, and it is a leadership trait. Okay, people that are willing to get in front of others, people that are willing to take the reins, if you will, and run with it. That is someone that is quote unquote a leader / teacher. There's a difference between teaching and training, guys. Okay, teachers they have a passion, and they really get deep into that part of their life. I mean, they have a passion for that. On the other hand, training someone is a temporary thing. People just say, okay, I got to train them. I got to teach them to do this. And when you're training, as we teach, usually within 2 hours, you're done. Okay, I'm done with training. The thing is, when it comes to teaching, people really say, well, I can teach them. It's going to take a long term. Teaching is not a 2-hour process. Once you train them to get started with our 5 simple steps business building system, the teaching in your mind continues on, and you love it, and you kind of incorporate it, and you're on it can be ugly fast. The great way to teach, we'll come back to that, because look, we're always talking about the Richard Call approach, because if you've been listening to us, that really exemplifies the attitude and the pace that we always preach. You don't have to do what Richard Call did per se, but that's the mentality and the approach you should have to create the speed and urgency. Okay, anything outside of that is a trap. A trip up. Okay, and could be a trap. You got anything to add to that, Miss Marie? Did I get that right?
Yeah, well, I was going to say it's one of the interesting aspects of having a network marketing business. There are avenues that appeal to a lot of different people. You have those people that are inherent teachers who like the training aspect. You have those who are organizations that like to organize things. Event planning is something that is an avenue some people will go down. In the network marketing business, events are always a big thing. You have local, regional, national, international events that happen, and you have the people that will get caught up in those because they love the event planning. I knew an individual that spent like days putting together the playlist so they could be the DJ to play that, upbeat music that was happening at different times during the event. So you can get lost in a lot of different avenues that will distract you from actually building your business. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you have a passion and a love for those aspects, you absolutely want to get involved, but you have to find a way to strike a balance with building your business and still participating in some of those other aspects. I think is really the key.
Yeah. And the thing is, Ms. Marie, I've seen people create training materials, spend their valuable time creating and thinking, hey, I'm being positive. I'm having a positive impact on my business because I'm creating materials. Guys, I have seen that. I've been a part of that. And I will tell you that you could create a wonderful training program. Okay. And here's the thing. When you give it to other people, more times than not, in the high 90% range, people are going to set that off to the side. They don't have time to read it. They may open it up and say, this is garbage. They may open it up and say, this makes no sense. They may open it up and say, oh, this is too complex. They're going to have 1,001 reasons why they're not going to read that. You may have one out of every 10 people that will read it. Whether they adopt it or not is another thing. The point is that the training in this training manual or system that you've created, which you shouldn't have done because we already have it, so why reinvent the wheel? The thing is that when you do that, it is slowing down the process because the people have to take time out of their day to read this, go through it, and if you're not a great writer, if you have not created training manuals before, it can be more confusing than ever. You're interjecting a potential time bomb into your business. Once again, it all comes from what? You got a lot of positive things going on. Why interject negativity into the positive things you have going on? Yes, you have some positive traits. That's great. You got to bring them back. Look, as we tell you, you got to be willing to submit yourself to people that know more. You have to be willing to submit yourself to people that have accomplished what it is you want to accomplish. You got to put your ego on hold there for a while. Okay, here's why. Because if you don't, you're never going to accept the training. And here, the thing is that the training that we talk about is so simple. People walk away and go, my gosh, there's no way that simple training is going to produce these amazing results. They're thinking to themselves, it's got to be more than that. There's got to be more to this business than just that. Okay, Miss Maria, I can't tell you how many times. Look, the simple things in life work. If you go and look at the basics of any industry, the basics work. Why do they work? Because they are the foundation of that process. Okay. I don't care if you're building a nuclear reactor, or if you're building a car, or if you're building a garment out of material. There are certain basics you have to comply with. Otherwise, you will not get a positive result. You'll get a result, but it won't be positive. Okay.
You don't need to build a better mousetrap.
There you go. Okay. Especially in the network marketing business model, because guess what? The basics have been around since the inception. They're staring you right in the face, and they are that simple. So the thing is that why create more training? Yes, you may actually be someone that writes training manuals for a living. That's great. That's phenomenal. But that doesn't correlate to what we're talking about. The training manual's already been created in the 5 simple steps, not because all we did was take those 5 simple steps and put them on paper, on video, on audio. That's all we've done. Okay. We haven't created anything new. We just brought them all together and put them in chronological order like they're supposed to be, and boom, off we go. Guess what? We tried all the complicated stuff. We've been through those training when we didn't know any better. And you know what? All we did was waste time. And Miss Marie, I saw other people, other leaders. At the time, I really didn't understand what a leader was. I know what the word leader means. I was in the military. Not only the military, I mean, on the sports field, I was a leader. People flocked to me. People wanted me on their team. I was always one of the first people picked, and this and that. Why? Because I was willing to take those last shots. I was willing to get on somebody's butt when they weren't performing up to their capabilities. The thing is that I've always been that. And when I came into the network marketing business model, Ms. Marie, I really didn't understand. I saw the results they were getting, but I really didn't understand that they were quote unquote a leader, because I didn't know the definition of leader in the network marketing business model, which is different. Right?
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say, when it comes to things like the training, the event planning, the organizing, those types of things, what I recommend folks do is step back for a moment and see if what you're actually doing is kind of falling back into your comfort zone. Network marketing is a great industry for stretching your abilities, your knowledge, and creating a level of discomfort, which involves growth, right? You don't have any growth without a certain level of discomfort. So right. I think a lot of people come into the industry and they'll fall back into what they know well. Like, let's take the training, for instance. People who maybe write training or do training within their corporate job, or maybe they're a teacher and that's what they're comfortable with. They're going to fall back into and focus on that because it's that level of comfort, their area of expertise, rather than pushing into the areas that are perhaps a little bit more uncomfortable for them. Doing some of the prospecting, looking into lead generation, working those 5 simple steps, because it almost seems too simple, right? Yeah. I think sometimes people get confused by the fact that it's like, well, it can't possibly be this simple. Oh, yeah. Why isn't everyone doing it?
Yes.
Well, because not everyone is willing to just follow and be mentored and coached in the aspect that works, because they want to fall back onto their own positive traits and focus there. And it does create a negative within their business as a whole, right? It kind of prevents them from achieving the level of success that they could.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, Miss Marie. I don't know about you, but the corporate world especially, they make the training so complicated. How many training classes have you sat through, Miss Marie, that took all day? Oh, you got to go get training and block out the whole day. It's full 8 hours of training. Or hey, this is a week-long training, or hey, this is a weekend training. I mean, they make it so freaking, you walk out of there with a handful of documents or folders, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And really, to Miss Marie, all of that could have been condensed down, because there again, the successful things in life are typically very simple steps, okay? When you hear, what I'm saying is that we're conditioned by the corporate world, and a lot of times school itself, by taking simple things and making them complicated. 2 + 2 is actually 4. And sometimes in math, you have to go through this big circle in order to come back to where you started, and that is 2 + 2 is 4. Okay. And that's a prime example of what we're talking about here, guys. Look, we've done that. We've gone in this circle. We didn't realize that we were off track. Okay. Because you got to realize when we were around, the industry was still kind of in, I won't say it's infancy, but it was going from infancy into a young child. And there were still a lot of mistakes being made. And really smart people were analyzing the data and the trends and seeing and watching what works and what doesn't work. And when you're dealing with human beings, especially a mass amount of people that were in the industry that were coming and going, those trends took a little while for us to learn and understand. Hey, why did this happen? Will it actually work? As time went along, like anything else, what worked comes to the top. Okay. And you start to see these things consistently and you say, oh, okay. And then when you sit back and look, you go, well, daggone, that was one of the basics. Okay. And that's what we're talking about. And we're not getting off track here. But look, the basics are you got to talk to people. The basics are you got to recruit. The basics are you have to create volume. The basics are this business works with numbers. I mean, it's a numbers game. Well, guess what? We teach you all of that. Okay. Why? Because they are the basics. Now, the corporate world trains us. If you're in the corporate world, I don't care if you're an employee, I don't care if you're a manager. That's not important. What's important is all of us have to go through training. And sometimes that stuff's so complicated. We get conditioned. We come in, we see these 5 simple steps and we just stare at it. And you're like, well, there's no way that can produce these amazing results. But it's not about the 5 simple steps. What it is, guys, is that you don't want to reinvent the wheel and take the 5 simple steps and make them into 10, make them into 7. Don't add anything to it. You know, you might be a teacher, you might be a trainer, you may be a safety instructor, where you're used to training people, and you may be a teacher as a profession. And a lot of times, because of being a teacher, Miss Marie, encompasses a lot. You know that. Not just dealing with students, regardless of what age, but all the paperwork, all the planning, all the organization. You know what I'm talking about. And the reason I bring out those details, because a lot of times when you come into the networking business environment, Ms. Marie, as you know, there's a lot of loosey-goosey. You go from one company to the other and the training's different. You go from one company to the other and the business building system is different. You go from one company to another and their motivational approach is different. You get my drift. You've been there. You've experienced that firsthand. And Ms. Marie, answer this, if you will. When you left one company, you were relatively new, you decide, and you went from one company to the other and you saw the vast difference between the two. Did that not confuse you? Did you not ask yourself, well, was the first company right or is this one right?
Well, it's funny because it always comes to the fundamentals, right? Most companies exist to sell a product. So somehow that product has to be created, marketed, sold, distributed, that whole thing. And sometimes there has to be returns involved. It just depends. So the basics are always the same. The thing that always kind of flabbergasted me in the different companies I worked with was the little catchphrases or training programs you'd go through. You go to one company and it's all about the black belt process. And then you go to another company and it's all about the ERP system. And you go to the next company and it's I can't think of the phrase now. It's something like Kanban or Kanban or something like that. It's like, what?
Exactly.
But all the companies are essentially trying to do the same thing, right? They're trying to bring a product of value to the market and make a profit.
That's right. And guys, here's what I'm saying is that when you go from one company to the other, there's stark differences between them, and it can confuse you. And as long as you stick with the basics, the 5 simple steps, it doesn't matter what company you go with. Once again, that's why the professionals go from one company to the other and have a great chance, probably in the 90% range, that they can build a successful business with just about any company they join. Now, let's use another example. We tell you about the 10,000 group volume threshold. Why do you want to shoot for that? Because number one, it gives you the ability to judge the comp plan. Okay, if you create that volume and you look at the comp plan of that company that you're thinking about joining, and you see that they're going to pay you $1,700, and then you look at another company you're looking at and they're going to pay you $2,300, well, guess what? does that not help you make an educated decision about which company is going to be worth your, as long as the company has 5 other things that a new company must have? I would say the comp plan might entice you to join that one that's $2,300 payment on 10,000 group volume. Now, why do I bring that up? Because why waste your time if you have people that are used to leading and teaching and have been trainers in the corporate world, et cetera? They have to fight their emotions, Miss Marie, their natural tendencies to what? To explain the comp plan. When people, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I bring up the 10,000 group volume, guys, that's all you need to know. Okay. Once again, we're showing you how a positive, you having these positive abilities and talents and knowledge and capabilities can be a negative. It can trip you up. It can take you off course because you're saying to yourself, well, my people are asking me how to make money. I need to learn this comp plan. I need to come up with a plan to show them how to make money. Guys, we've got the first check system up for you. We've got the 10,000 group volume right there for you. Okay, those are the 2 most important things when it comes to a comp plan. You don't need to know anything else. You don't need to create a document. You don't need to teach your people on that. If you use our system, you just say, hey, just follow what the 5 simple steps system, business building system is telling you. It shows you how to get your first check, shows you how to get your new people their first check. Okay, and it also tells you the importance of the 10,000 group volume. Okay, so I mean, there it is in a nutshell. Very simple, very straightforward. Those are the 2 approaches that have proven to work over the years. So you don't need to take your training capability. We're not knocking that. Those are wonderful abilities to have. Don't let them trip you up. Don't let them get you off focus from what really works. And that's what we're saying here. When you take your positive things that you possess and have a negative impact on your business because you're going into your normal mode is probably the best way to put it. You're being you. And then what I talked about earlier, you got to submit yourself to the system and to a leader. And sometimes, Miss Marie, especially as men, it's hard for us to submit ourselves, especially to another man. Some people have a problem with that. Some people have a problem with doing it with women. I don't care. I call it working with. I don't have a problem with the word submission. Okay, submit myself to Christ and my wife and my family. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, but the thing is that it's more being a partner. You know, the wife and I have a partnership, and my family and I, we have what I call family partnerships. And we don't try to lord over each other. We don't try to be the boss. We don't try to be the leader. We just go out and do life in equal portions as much as possible. Well, the same approach goes here, guys. If Miss Marie sponsored me and she knows more, I'm the type of guy, her being a woman doesn't even come across my mind, to be honest with you. I'm just like, I don't care. You know, the bottom line is she knows what she's doing. I don't. I got to learn from her. That's the way I've always been. That's my immediate reaction when I run into her. Okay. And Ms. Maria, that's the best approach. It's just to, no matter who you are, no matter what you accomplish, if you're willing to listen, and really, if you don't like the word submission, if you're just willing to listen, okay, and if you're teachable, then you're going to be miles ahead of everybody else. Right, Ms. Marie?
Absolutely. And again, it's all about the fundamentals, the foundational aspects of the business that are not complicated. They're simple. And I have to bring it back to those products we have for free right now on our website. If you go visit TheMLM-solution.net, my absolute favorite, the 4 critical mistakes and how to overcome them. 0 to network marketing hero, and then the 5 simple steps to success. These are all very basic aspects, and they're available to you free right now. So I strongly recommend you go out to TheMLM-solution.net, snatch those up, check them out. There's the audio, there's the PDF you can read, there's the video that goes along with it. So we're trying to appeal to all the different learning styles that are out there. Absolutely. You know, grab yours and take advantage of it, because it is going to apply to your business. It is the fundamentals. It is what creates success in your business. And especially the 4 critical mistakes one, man, save yourself a ton of time and effort. Do not make those same mistakes that those of us that have been in the industry for a while have. Time is your most valuable asset, and you can save a bunch just with that single product alone.
Yeah, and you know what? Each one of those products, guys, help you become a focused business building machine. And I mean that sincerely. As she stated, the 4 critical mistakes, which we're not going to get into, they tell you what to avoid, what to look out for, so that you can avoid them altogether. Hopefully, you never have to overcome them. But if you do, guess what? You're going to learn how to do that as well. The 5 simple steps, okay? It identifies the 5 simple steps you must take, and it talks about the importance of them. Between those 2 documents alone, you're going to become a focused business building machine, because you're going to know what to watch out for, what to be leery of, and you're also going to know what steps to take. Okay. And like she said, those are powerful and they're free, and you get a video, audio, and the PDF. And you get a bunch of bonus material with those, okay, which we're not going to highlight because we want to surprise you. But there's a lot of great bonus material in there as well. So, Ms. Marie, I think we pretty much covered it. I mean, today's a short episode, but it was a subject really that didn't need a lot of description, as long as we stuck with the basics. As we stated, it has a lot of spider veins off of it, but that's too many and not relevant. We highlighted the most relevant ones. And the biggest thing is, guys, if you just keep it as simple as being a partner, a willing partner that's teachable. Listen and be teachable to somebody that knows more than you. If you do that and you do the 5 simple steps, God, and use our business building system. Because, Miss Marie, I want to say this. They can download the documents, the 5 simple steps. And if you do those 5 simple steps, you're going to see results. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. But you have to realize that there's more to the 5 simple steps, okay? Now, we don't give you that material because we want to tease you. We give that material because there are some people out there that get this industry and they'll read that and they'll say, I got it. I get it. And the thing is, it's too much for us to put all that information into that package. And what do you mean, Rob? Look, there's 4 different phases. Phase 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the business building process. There's the getting the first check process. There's the scale of ambition, the threshold of profitability. You know, what are those? How do they work? Why do you need to use them? You're going to learn all of that in our members area, okay? And the thing is that if you're somebody that's in the industry already, and our members area includes the advanced stuff, because phase 3 and 4 is really getting into advanced stuff. But the bottom line is, if you don't feel that you need that, well, guess what? We have the Super PAC, okay? And the thing is that the Super PAC is for people that do understand this industry, like Miss Marie. If Miss Marie decided to come back into the industry, guess what? The Super PAC would probably be ideal for her, because she understands enough about the business that she could get the Super PAC and she could sit there and go over that and read it and say, I got it. I'm ready to go, you know? And she may never need the advanced stuff. But if she does, guess what? She can come back. And because she got the Super PAC, she gets a big discount on the business building system. So she's saving money all the way around, but she's also saving time and learning the most valuable stuff that she could ever learn about this business. But the thing is, once again, you have to realize, guys, those 5 simple steps are essential to your success. And there's more to them. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that there's more to them if you feel that you need it. Now, those documents on our front page may be all that you need, but I just wanted you to know that there's more if you need it. Ms. Marie, I just wanted to highlight that real quick because I realized the other day that we really didn't explain that.
Nope, that's a great point. And again, I want to highlight the fact that this is information you're not going to hear anywhere else. This idea of when positive traits or positive things go negative, it may not be an issue for you yourself, but I guarantee you at some point in your organization, you're going to have one of your leaders going off in the weeds because of something like this. So this is the type of information we want to bring to the table for you, make you aware of, help you figure out how to deal with it. It's information that you're not going to hear anywhere else. So as we're going through this, if you like what you're hearing, you understand the points that we're making, give us a thumbs up. You can find us across all the social social media platforms by using hashtag #TheMLM-solution. And please like, comment, and share with our fellow network marketers around the globe, but especially with those in your organization. If you're benefiting from this information, you're finding aspects of value to it, you definitely want to share it with your downline, because this business is all about the duplication. And then also subscribe to our YouTube channel, register for notifications so you know when we're dropping new content there. And of course, be sure to visit our website, TheMLMsolution.net.
That's right. And don't forget about TheMLMsolution.net/Super Friday. We have a link on the main page as well, but you can go to that URL address there if you would like. Bookmark that. That is our Black Friday special that will run to the end of the year. Once the end of the year comes around, that price that you see there will no longer be available. So don't waste your time. It is a limited offer, as you'll see when you go there. A great price, great offer. Do not miss it. It can be a game changer for you guys. There's the website address, Black Friday special that we're running until the end of the year. All right, Miss Marie, that being said, I think that we have covered everything we need to. Today was short and sweet. I'm going to summarize real quick, and I mean real quick. Guys, here's what we're saying. Do not take your positive traits that you possess as a person, okay, whether they're learned or natural, and undermine your success by turning them into negatives. Meaning, do not take your time, your attention, your talents and abilities away from the basics at work, the 5 simple steps. Utilize your stuff. Submit yourself to the 5 simple steps. Utilize them. Do not create a new training manual. Do not make a video explaining the comp plan. Do not feel like you have to be the caretaker for all your downline who have problems and become a social worker because you're a caring person by nature. Those are positive things, but you cannot allow those to become negative things that will have a negative impact on your business. So I just wanted to summarize that real quick, Miss Marie, so that people knew exactly what we talked about and what they needed to know. All right, with that being said, tomorrow live, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have tomorrow's subject, as I said, year-end business considerations. That is really powerful. You want to go out on a bang. You want to go into the new year on a bang. We're going to talk about that and much more tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anything else, Miss Marie, as we go?
Nope. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day, everyone.
I agree. Yes. And everybody, God bless.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, TheMLMsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.